Good morning. Here I am, popped up in bed. You can see from my eye, I had a little mishap this morning. My kangaroo legacy decided to jump up onto the bed and then come smashing with her claw, the toe of her foot, bam, straight into my eye. So I've stopped the bleeding. It was bleeding a fair bit this morning. And now just waiting to see what damage will come, as in how much it's going to puff up or blacken up. So that was not too long ago. So she got it in there, and it said the blood was not on the eyeball, thankfully. I think she's just ripped at the inside there. So anyway, I thought while I'm sitting here recovering, trying to get this a bit better, and while the tears still keep coming out of my eye, so it does look as if I'm crying. I'm not. It's just the tears weeping from the eye that was damaged this morning when Legacy, the Roo, decided to jump up on the bed and wake me up with a big claw in my eye. I thought what I'd do is give you, just while I'm sitting here recovering a little bit before I get into my day's work, some simple steps that you can do to start to build your profile. So I know that I work with a lot of coaches, or I even talk to a lot of coaches, let alone working with them. I talk with lots and lots and lots and lots of coaches out there, whether they've been new or they've been in business for a few years. And one of the things that comes across a lot is they just don't know how to build their expert status, how to get out there and get known, and how to get some of those many opportunities that are out there. So that's what I thought. I'd just give you a few tips on what you can use for that along the way. So one of the things I think you have to be really mindful of is when you first start your coaching and you're doing there, hey Kevin, how are you today? It must be late where you are. It's in the morning here in Australia. Howdy. One of the things that I find that many of the new coaches do is that they get stuck into their studies, and then they just lock themselves away in their little home office and wait and expect clients to magically appear just because you've got your coaching certification or your coaching diploma or whatever it is that you've done for your coach training. And I find, unfortunately, the kill rate, meaning those that don't survive in their business for more than a year or two, is actually really high because of lack of clients. So one of the first things that we have to focus on is, well, what do you need to do to get clients? Do you want to be doing all that cold calling and then chase and be a little bit aggressive? You know, I was speaking to someone the other day who had rung me up, and she was actually looking for life coaching, which is not what I do anymore, so I was able to refer her to someone else. But what she was saying to me was that she found that many coaches in our industry seem to be highly aggressive, and it was a turn-off for her. So she was wondering if coaching was even the right thing for her because of the amount of coaches that she had come across and seen, and they were so pushy and aggressive. So what you want to do is to avoid coming across that way and actually turn people off our industry. We are here to do a service. We are here to help others. And yet when you're pushing your product onto people, and they're running away, because you know what happens when you push. When you push, you're not attracting something to you. You're actually driving something away, or putting them in under a pressure, and they feel pressurized to buy, and they're never going to love you. They're only going to resent you in the end anyway. That's my thoughts on it. If you disagree, by all means, say, but if you agree, of course, say something as well. I'm happy to take any questions that you have along the way. So just that feedback alone tells us that we don't want to be out there giving our coaching industry, which I love, a bad name, that it is unfortunately in the eyes of many out there, many of the layperson. Her comment was, it's like, oh, I don't know what else I'm going to do. I'm going to become a coach. That was the way that she perceived many of the coaches within our industry. Oh, I don't know what else I'm going to do. I'm not making money elsewhere. I'm going to go and become a coach. We don't want to do that. We want to actually get people coming to us because we can solve their problem, whether it is that they're not getting enough clients for their business or whether they need some help getting over some form of limitations that are holding them back. Whatever your area is, you want people to be attracted to you and drawn to you so that they come to you. It is their choice, not you pushing your service onto them. So some of the things that you can do if you are just starting out. Now, obviously, when you work with me, we'll go to more advanced levels in profile building. But if you're just starting out in the coaching industry, or if you've been in it for 1 or 2 years and you find that you're not getting the reputation yet that you desire, so you really want to get known more so you can build that authority, that expert status that you're after. One of the few things you can do, of course, is, play online, like I do a lot of mine because I live out in the country, so being online works well for me. But choosing a few, like 2, 3, 4 Facebook communities, meaning groups, that you really, really enjoy and that you feel that you can give value to. They might have a pool of clients in there, or there might be plenty of opportunities in there. If you can find groups that satisfy those particular needs, you can start to build some of your authority. Well, not so much authority, but start to get known for what it is that you do in highly engaged groups. Now, I want to say that engaged groups. Not every group is engaged. So having good quality groups where there's good engagement will allow you to build your status in a particular area. You want to get known for the one thing that you work on. I mean, for me, it's profile building. Okay, Helen Ryan out there, she's business integrity and archetypes. It's about knowing what you want to get known for. You got to be really strong on that. So if you're coming into your coaching business and starting to play in groups and you have really no idea what your message is, it's a good idea to get that clarified first. Doesn't mean that that's where you're going to stay for your entire coaching business, but it does give you a start and it gives you something that people can respond to. So if you're not doing or saying or giving anything out there that people can respond to, there you go. Kevin's just making comments and he's distracting me, but that's wonderful. Thank you, Kevin. I'm glad you're distracting me. Great comments. Love the idea. Engaged is key. Thank you for the comments on Step into the Spotlight. Yeah, engagement is key when you're out there. But even if, as I said, you're not building your own group, even if you are wanting to play in the groups of others, look for ways to engage. It is through the art of relationship building that people will refer to you. I'm thinking, for example, there's often people in my group calling out and they say, I want to coach in this area, or does anyone know someone who works in this area? And because I've built relationships and know the names of many of the regulars that come and play in my group, or people that I've connected with even outside my group, but I know who they are and what they do, I'm able to straight away say, yep, this person, and I'll tag the person that I think would be great for whoever it is that's asked for a particular coach in a particular area. Did one last night. Myself and Renee Hasseldine commented Justin Devonshire's name because a particular person was asking for help for their fitness, personal training business. Again, we know straight away that that particular person in Justin works in that area, so we're automatically able to refer him, so to speak. So that's what you want to aim for. You want people to know who you are and what area it is that is your area of expertise in the particular problems that you deal with. And meeting others, giving value, and if it's online or offline networking, it's all the same. It's all the same thing. Just getting known for your particular area. So that's about being seen and being heard. And unfortunately, you got to do it. So whether you're shy, like I am, and absolutely hate the idea of being in the limelight, we do it anyway. We suck it up, and we do this like Facebook Lives, or we get out there and we connect with people. hiding away, I found from experience in my first days, my first year as a coach, and I was lucky, you know, I got some good advice and I was able to get a whole heap of clients in the United States just by one email that I did to a particular group. That's a hint, by the way, if anyone's wondering, how do I get clients? There's a hint. I'll talk more about that in a minute. But I soon realized that, you know, sitting at home, okay, sure, I was doing my coach training, but sitting at home waiting for my phone to ring or for the messages to come pouring through to me via the emails wasn't working. I had to find other ways to get out and about. So another thing that you can actually do as well, other than said, is playing in groups, is obviously do what I did, which came a few years down my track as a coach, but I decided I wanted to build my own online community. I do advise many of my profile building clients to actually do this as well when they feel that they're up for it, because it's not the most easiest task as much as it looks easy. And that is building yourself your own online community in, for example, like I have with Step in the Spotlight, a Facebook group. And you might do it in something like LinkedIn as well. LinkedIn has places for groups as well. If that is where your particular audience is, then do it there. So it's about knowing where is the best place to build relationships. Thank you, Kevin. I'm loving you today. You're being so nice. Flattering me lots, and I love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for the comments and the feedback on that. And Kevin and I have chatted, and we know each other because we've had a chat on Skype outside of the Facebook group, and boom, building relationships. So that's what it's all about. So I lost my track of thought. Yes, building your own group. So if you are up for that, you can do that. Now, whether you want to get you want to build a big group, that's a great community like I have. Hi, Carrie. Hi, Carrie. Don't know if you saw Carrie, but my eye got stuffed this morning by my kangaroo. She jumped up on the bed and bam, the toe on her foot just went straight into my eye. So it was bleeding quite a lot this morning, but I've managed to tidy it up a bit. So that's why I'm sitting here in bed resting, and I hope you're having a wonderful time over there in Colorado. I'm a bit jealous. I love Colorado, so if you stay there, I would love to come over and visit you at some point, because I fell in love with Colorado when I was there. So building your own Facebook group or LinkedIn group, another great strategy that you can use. Be prepared to put in some work for that one, though, particularly if you want it to grow quickly. They don't necessarily grow quickly on their own. People say, I'll get to about a limit of 1,000. If you can build it, put in the hard work, build it to about 1,000, then it goes off on its own. I didn't find that to be the case. I found I had to keep at it, be in there each day, not all day, you don't want to spend all day on Facebook, but I was in there every day at least, inviting conversation and showing up and being seen. Yeah, trust me, I will. Maybe not in the middle of winter, though. I'd probably go for a summer in Colorado. Mind you, I could go for a ski holiday, couldn't I? I could hit Vail and then see you along the way, Kerry. I found more it probably about 5,000 before it started to take care of its own, but that still doesn't mean you can sit back with your online community and then let everyone else take over, because what will happen is you will forgotten about, and other people will step into the limelight in your group. So it's about providing a great balance for other people to shine, but making sure that you yourself have plenty of shine time in your group as well. And the bigger they get, the harder that can be to do as well. So there's a couple of keys, play online, build relationships, build your own Facebook group. Another little snippet tippet as well, one of my little snippet tippets. That's a lot of content and relationship building. In what part, Violet? Like just in building the groups? And I just wondering what you mean where that a lot of content and relationship building is. You can give a lot of content and do a lot of relationship building as you build your group. There's no doubt about that, if that's what you're referring to, Violet. Building the group, yeah, no worries. Yeah, it is. It is. And you do build a lot of relationships and it becomes a great place. So it also, remember, if you build your group in the right way, you are also creating a community that is a pool of possible clients for you, possible referrals. I have great referrals from people who are in my group and they know me because of my group. And I would dare say that without that group, they probably wouldn't. So it is a great place for me in that essence. So if anyone, but you don't have to build your own group. You can, as I said, pick 2 or 3 groups that you want to play with. Now, one of the things that I see a lot of is people thinking they have to be in every place, every group on LinkedIn for coaches, for example, if you're a coach and that is your market, might be other coaches. I'm going to go and be in every group that's out there. No. You're going to spend all your life online, and that gets as boring as batshit after a while. You want to limit your time, because remember, you're here to serve clients, and that's not just be on Facebook or online on something else all day long. So you need to limit your time. So choose, 2, 3, tops 4 groups that you really, really enjoy playing in and you feel you can give value, but also that you're receiving value as well. Are you building good relationships in there? Are people responding to your posts? Now, bear in mind with posts, I do see a lot of people get disheartened because they might make a couple of posts and nobody responds. That's because you need to build some trust and relationships before people start responding with you. So suck it up. If you've made a few posts and nobody's responded, then keep going back in there. And it's not just about you posting either. If you are just posting, nobody's responded, could it possibly be because you don't respond to their stuff as well? As I said, it comes back to building connections and relationships in this field. So, it's always nice when you go into one of your 2, 3, 4 favorite groups. As I said, stick to those, otherwise you're going to spread yourself way too thin. To not only make your own post for the day, but do a very, very quick scroll and see, okay, where else can I make a comment, whether it be encouragement or adding some value or replying to someone's question. These are things to help you. Kevin's, seek first to serve. Exactly. Give and you will get in return on most occasions. Not all, there's no guarantees in this life. But that's so think about that too. Okay, I'm not getting engagements in my group, but is it in others' groups, but is it because you're not engaging as well? Maybe you're just posting. Maybe even worse, it's that post and run, and then you wonder why it doesn't go anywhere. So something to think about if working in Facebook groups and even the LinkedIn. Now, I don't do LinkedIn. I don't know it well, so I can't give you LinkedIn advice. But I just want to say that make sure that you are taking some time to respond to others as well, not just push your own agenda or put your own posts and then wait for everyone to respond to you. Oh, thank you, Kevin. Thanks, Kevin, for your comments. So wonderful. I'm just going to check out what Carrie's saying here as well, if that's all right. What have we got here, Carrie? The work to get to 100 is a lot. I've been away for a few months in my group and it slowed down growth a lot, which is what I wanted. I needed time and I didn't have the time to nurture newbies to come in. But it does take continuous effort. Without fail, and I think that's what you meant. Oops, to 1,000 members. Yeah, completely. It does take time to get it up to that 1,000, and it is a continued effort from us, the group owner or the group creator, to actually make sure that you are creating a space where other people want to come into. If you can create a space where other people want to come in because there's a certain energy to the group, there's certain things going on in there that new members can benefit from it. That's how you do it. That's how you get your group building fast, but it will take effort on your behalf. Just one third little tippet before I go and rest my tired eye. Actually, it's improving a bit. I just did an interview straight after. So I'd wiped the blood from it, and I had to hop on an interview this morning in the US with Karen Donaldson. So thank you, Karen, for having me for her summit that's coming up soon. So watch out for that. We did have a great interview, but it's directed for speakers and how to get out there and get known, build your speaking platform, and build yourself as an authority and expert as a speaker. So I provided some information just on platform building and profile building in general. But yes, she suffered with me throughout that as my eye was weeping the whole way through. But luckily it's starting to feel a bit better now. So one more little snippet. I better stay on track for you. And thank you for, Kerry, Kevin, Violet, for throwing in some comments and giving me someone to banter with along the way this morning. Think about how can I connect with people who are a few steps ahead of me as well. So as I said, in the groups, it's a great place to start building those relationships. But if you want to get known and get referrals, and referrals come from people who know that you're good at what you do and they know what you do. They may not even have experienced you, as in being a client, but they've seen enough of your value, your posts, what it is that you talk about. They've seen enough of that to know that you know what you're talking about, and that way then it's easy for you to become top of mind. And that's what you have to aim for, to be one of the people that become top of mind for your particular niched area or your particular market area, not only for potential clients. So you don't just want to be top of mind for your potential market or for your target market. Yeah, you want that, but you also want to be top of mind in the mind of other influencers. So when they say something like, let me think, for example, I'm gonna name a name here. Okay, so you want some training on how to present for video, which I should probably go and get after this episode this morning. You want some training on that? I'm going to tell you straight away, Andrew Eggleton. Go to Andrew Eggleton. He's got some workshops happening in Melbourne, I think, coming up soon. It's close to the end of March. But he's top of mind for me at the moment for training on how to present and how to do your videos. So to present for camera and to present on stage, he's quite top of mind at the moment for me. So if someone asks, I'll say, in Australia, go see Andrew Eggleton. And that's where you want to be. You want people to know that's his area of expertise. So when someone asks me, which I get asked questions all the time about who to go to for this, that, and everything else, if you're top of mind, and I know that you do a great job, and I know that what you're talking about, I'm going to refer you. That's the place that you want to be as well, where you've got other people talking about you and referring to you. And they may never become your client. Yes, of course you can. And Kevin can help with getting media attention as well, which we have spoken about too. And Kevin's in Canada and I'm in Australia. So Kevin's actually given me some great tips around media as well, which I have used as well. So that's where you want to be as well. So if you are out there being seen and heard, and I'm not talking about being pushy, aggressive, and in an arrogant way. I'm just talking about giving value. I'm just talking about showing up, connecting with others so people know who it is, what you do. That is one of the keys and one of the simplest things that you can do to start building your profile now if you are new to this business, or even if you've been in it for a couple of years and it's not progressing in the way that you want. Yes, of course, you're going to have to do all the marketing. You've got to get your funnels and all that sorted. But while you're sorting through all that and getting all that happening, even your website, my website is far from perfect, though I am waiting for my new one and looking forward to it. Thank you, Alex King. Even your website does not, thank you, Kevin, once again. Your website does not need to be perfect if you have enough great connections out there who are talking about you and referring your work. I know of a certain speaker guy here in Australia who didn't have a website for years, and he would still always manage to fill his workshops, and that all came strictly from word of mouth. So that will be a help for you. So if you're sitting here waiting for everything to be perfect, i.e. perfect website, perfect sales funnel, perfect marketing, perfect Facebook ads, perfect everything, and you're not putting yourself out there because you don't have everything to perfection and put in place, you need to stop that thinking right now. You need to just say, this is my value, this is what I know, this is who I serve, and this is how I do it, and go out there and actually do it and show others. And then people will start to know who you are and what you do. And they won't care about the perfect website. They really won't. I hope that's enough. Thank you for everyone for hanging in and listening. Thanks for all the comments, particularly Kevin. I'll catch you all later. Goodbye. I'm off for the rest of the day. Bye.